Hi, good morning. My name is Father Rayappa. Today I'm going to talk about a thing which we love most, eating. I love eating. And we have to be very careful what we put in our mouth. What we love, we eat. What we abhor or what we don't like, we never put them in our mouth. But today, most of the food is genetically grown and genetically manufactured. GM food, that is a short form, genetically modified food. Almost 75% to 80% is not natural. They are grown by fertilizers and pesticides and fungicides. So I think all this bioaccumulation, slowly the plants accumulate all those poisons, and then they store in their leaves and nuts and fruits, and then we eat them and we put them in our body. So what we poison comes to poison us. What goes around comes around. Anyway, nothing is more personal than what we put in our mouths. We are talking about the food and drink that we hold dear. From that morning pot of coffee and the after work beer, to the stadium chili dog and the high fat and sodium Lunchables that our kids just have to have. The American dietary landscape is tough, or even today, all other countries is tough to navigate, full of pitfalls like aspartame loaded soda and preservative laden snacks. Sure, we are making progress, but it's a jungle out there. As if the grocery store aisles aren't confusing enough with their coded food package message reading all natural or cholesterol free. We are now being advised not just to eat our vegetables but to make sure they are locally grown and organic, preferably raw. In fact, we should just go plant a garden, hoe it, weed it, wait a few months for the vegetables to grow, eat as many as possible, and can the rest for maximum nutritional benefit. What's so hard about that? But even without the kind of commitment, there's quite a bit you can do to eat better and feel better about what you are eating. Seriously, we are here to help you enjoy what's on your plate. So I'm going to listen to the questions. Many people ask me. A couple of questions I'm going to answer in this filming. So the first question is, I have heard some environmental advocates claim that organic farming could produce enough food to feed the whole world. Is this true? In other words, many people say organic food, organically grown food, may not be sufficient for 7 billion people because organic food, they believe that the yield is much lesser and we can't produce in a bulk. That's a myth. But today, the organic farmers around the world, they have disproved this claim. Only genetically modified food can satisfy the hunger of 7 billion people, and organic food can't satisfy the hunger. So that's a mythology. But now we know that organic food as well can achieve this challenge and can face up the challenge. And sometimes in India, people have proven that organic farming produces more food and it yields more than even genetically modified or industrial farming. So I'm going to answer to this question. I have heard some environmental advocates claim that organic farming could produce enough food to feed the whole world. Is this true? There's no doubt that heavy pesticides and single crop plantings known as monoculture produce a lot of crops while exacting an ugly environmental toll. Evidence from the United States, Britain, and Australia and India shows that such high-tech fields produce as much as 40% more crops than the old-fashioned manure methods. But organic farming can top those numbers. According to the articles in the journal Nature, organic methods for growing rice, corn, and wheat all produced significantly higher yields at less cost than monoculture farms. Researchers at the University of Michigan found that organic farming methods could produce equal yields at home and double or even triple yields in developing countries. My hope is that we can finally put a nail in the coffin of the idea that you can't produce enough food through organic agriculture, said Yvette Perfecto, a professor at School of Natural Resources and Environment. Farmers in India, Kenya, Brazil, Guatemala, and Honduras have doubled or tripled their yields by switching to organic agriculture. Cuban farmers who cannot access fertilizers and pesticides due to the US embargo have also seen higher yields by going organic. And organic farming doesn't punish the land. Organic farming methods continually increase soil fertility and prevent loss of topsoil to erosion, says Dr. Christos Vasilikiotos of the University of California, Berkeley. Conventional methods have the opposite effect. Even when they don't get a bumper crop, organic farmers make up the financial difference by not having to buy costly pesticides and fertilizers. And scientists say that improved growing techniques and new natural pest controls could eventually level the playing field, giving organic farmers the economic advantage. Only slight more than 2% of all farms in the United States are currently organic, but with sales of domestic organic food growing about 20% annually, that figure is expected to rise exponentially in years to come. Still, feeding the world is a tall order, and everyone from organic farmers to environmental leaders to human rights workers agrees that ending hunger is dependent more upon political will than agricultural prowess. Until governments tackle the social and political factors involved in poverty and food distribution, millions of people will continue to go hungry, concludes Dr. Liz Stockdale of Britain's Institute of Arable Crops Research. So, organic farming is great. Even in India, the natural scientist Nammalwar, he tried in Karur and he succeeded. And I think monoculture destroys biodiversity, and polyculture is good, and also polyculture made in organic. That is the word. So let us stop pesticides and fertilizers and fungicide, and let's go natural. Put compost, put manure, put leaves, and that way you produce food. That is called ahimsa agriculture. That means non-violent agriculture. When you produce food this way, when you eat, you are eating some good vegetables, not produced by violence, produced with compassion and mercy. So you're putting in your body and you feel good and our health is better. So let us promote organic agriculture and live healthy. Thank you.